Kristi Noem. I hate her. So the secretaries can set the priorities for the department, but they can't actually tell us what to do. We don't agree with those priorities. There's a lot of room for interpretation in terms of how we interpret what those priorities are.
Meet Brandon Wright, a platform services manager for the Department of Homeland Security. Brandon Wright states to our undercover journalist how he will defy Kristi Noem's orders. Wright also said he won't let Kristi Noem get in his way.
The truth is, we don't let them get in our way.
Okay, good.
You're hearing like the real talk from like, we don't let them get in our way. And frankly, that's actually, I would argue, I'm not even being an asshole, I would argue that's my job. You know how a septic tank works? So it like catches all the shit and like filters it through rocks and then sand and everything. There's a lot of layers like that in government. And by the time the actual marching orders get to like me and below, we can filter in a way that steadies the ship.
The official at DHS discloses how GS-14s and GS-15s at the DHS will defy Noem's orders and how they will disregard her agenda.
I feel really, really bad for all the 15s because they have to deal with the crazy shit. And it's not easy. Because like I said, when it's like the crazy person comes in and tries to steer, they have to like work really hard to like steer. A lot of ass kissing. I'd be like, oh, what a great idea, Secretary Noem. Well, but what if we did this? I think your idea would be even better if we did it like this.
The DHS official tells our OMG undercover journalist that DHS could fall on Kristi Noem's head and she wouldn't recognize what it is.
She doesn't know her ass. The Department of Homeland Security could fall on her head and she wouldn't recognize what it is. Kristi Noem doesn't know shit.
Meet Brandon Wright, a platform services manager for the Department of Homeland Security. Brandon is a civil servant and a GS-14 employee. Brandon has been employed at DHS for the first Trump term, the Biden administration, and now the second Trump administration. GS means General Schedule and is a federal pay scale that has 15 grades. GS-13 to GS-15 are mainly top-level technical and supervisory positions.
So my title is I'm the platform, it's not James Bond, but it's Platform Services Manager, which is way less sexy. I'm a full-time civil servant, but I don't work for the State Department. I work for Homeland Security. I was here during Trump's first 4 years. I work for what's called HSIN, the Homeland Security Information Network.
Okay.
We're like Google tools for Homeland Security law enforcement. My role is, I don't know what you know about IT, but I'm in product management. Most days my job feels really f***ing boring. Like I just sit on some meetings and like look at spreadsheets and PowerPoint decks and talk in meetings. Fortunately, my bubble is far enough away that I don't get thrown into that too much. The people, because I don't know, there's 15 levels in government service. So like the 15 is the highest. It's called GS. You'll hear people in DC, you'll hear people talk about this all the time. GS stands for General Schedule. Okay. But that's like the level you are in government. So I'm 14.
Oh, wow.
The 15s are the people that like are at the White House doing stuff like, so like I report to those people. Like I only rarely will I like go to the White House or something. I sometimes, but like rare. Because the 15s are the highest level. They're the ones who interact with all the appointees.
Yeah.
I'm the one who makes all the reports and does all the work for the 15s.
Okay.
And then like gives them, and so like, and I mean sometimes I do meet with the White House administration people too. And so at some point I would like to, that would be a promotion. I would like to get promoted at some point, which would be great. But like for now, if Harris had won, I would have been like stepping on the gas to get promoted.
Brandon Wright met with our OMG undercover journalist last week to vent his hatred about Trump-appointed DHS Secretary Kristi Noem.
So I was looking up, because I remember that you worked at DHS, so I was trying to do some homework, and I looked up who was coming in, like, who Trump is putting in charge. She's nuts.
Kristi Noem. hate her. You want to know what my favorite thing about Secretary of Mayorkas, the last one, was? He gave us a ton of bonus vacation. No way. Kristi Noem going to do that. No.
You don't think so?
No. She's going to be like, you. Because that's the thing. Trump is picking people that hate us. But that's what he wants. He wants people. He wants conflict.
After experiencing 4 years of a volatile economy, America is facing record inflation and a massive threat to the U.S. dollar. Experts are warning the stock market could crash and we could be facing a recession. In these uncertain times, I recommend gold to my audience, and I trust Fisher Capital as my official gold partner. Not only have my friends at Fisher delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in gold to their clients, they have also proven to be vigilant and right on the front line, supporting causes that make our country stronger and better. Fisher Capital is the largest corporate partner for Turning Point USA. Close friends of OMG, we appear at their events every December and continues to make sure the new administration is successful. Based on my experience and client testimonials, the team at Fisher Capital consists of some of the most caring and compassionate individuals in finance today. And when you click the link, you will qualify for an exclusive offer only available to my listeners, where you can get up to $20,000 of free silver with your qualifying purchase. When you speak with Fisher, make sure to mention that James O'Keefe sent you. Our portfolios are too important to trust to stocks and bonds alone. Protect yourself with gold today and get it from Fisher Capital. Go to FisherOMG.com. That's FisherOMG.com. FisherOMG.com. The DHS official tells our OMG undercover journalist that DHS could fall on Kristi Noem's head and she wouldn't recognize what it is. He also stated that Kristi Noem, quote, doesn't know her ass, and Kristi Noem doesn't know shit.
Tell me what you hate about it.
She doesn't know her ass. The Department of Homeland Security could fall on her head and she wouldn't recognize what it is. Kristi Noem doesn't know shit. Yeah. So to say that like I am not excited about this would be the most epic understatement.
Okay, but when you have somebody that's crazy, like the
I'm
job
glad
that
you were
you
able
have
to
is
recognize
so
that about her by researching her. You get that's a green flag for me.
Sound good.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
We asked Brandon Wright on the undercover meeting what he is going to do when Kristi Noem is the boss. Wright told us that, quote, the secretaries can set the priorities for the department, but they can't actually tell us what to do. Wright also said he won't let Kristi Noem get in his way.
So the secretaries can set the priorities for the department.
And she's the secretary?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they can't actually tell us what to do. So do you want to know the truth? Remember when I told you, like on the call, it's like the people who are actually in charge are the permanent civil servants.
Right.
The truth is, we don't let them get in our way.
Okay, good.
You're hearing like the real talk from like, we don't let them get in our way.
Brandon Wright, the official at DHS, discloses how GS-14s and GS-15s at the DHS will defy Noem's orders and how they will disregard her agenda, saying there's a lot of room for interpretation.
I feel really, really bad for all the 15s because they have to deal with crazy shit. And it's not easy. Because like I said, when it's like the crazy person comes in and tries to steer, they have to like work really hard.
Yeah.
To like steer. Yeah. A lot of kissing. I'd be like, oh, what a great idea, Secretary Noem. Well, but what if we did this? I think your idea would be even better if we did it like this. And like what they're proposing is the better idea. Yeah.
Well, let's say she doesn't take their idea and she's like, no, I want to be crazy. Is there like something you can do about that, or?
It's very complex, and in some ways it's very stupid. So, but they can set the priorities. I would put it to you like this. If we, especially the 15 leaders, but even going down 14 and everything below, we don't agree with those priorities, there's a lot of room for interpretation in terms of how we interpret what those priorities are.
Brandon Wright states to our undercover journalist how he will defy Kristi Noem's orders, stating that when marching orders from Noem reach him, he can filter them, drawing an analogy to that of a septic tank. And as it goes through the layers of government, he will defy those orders.
You know, something like it.
It holds like sewers, right?
Sewer, yeah, but it's like a private lot, and it starts off with like a bunch of layers of like rocks, and there's like different layers of rocks, so it like catches all the and like filters it through rocks and then sand and everything. There's a lot of layers like that in government, and by the time the actual marching orders get to like me and below, we can filter it in a way that steadies the ship.
So you can like interpret it in a way that makes more sense.
Now you're thinking in the right place.
Okay.
As long as they don't cut our budget, again, that's the number one thing they can affect is our budget.
Okay.
If they cut our budget, that's that. We can be screwed. If our budget goes away, we're f***ed.
In recent months, many of our fellow Americans experienced unprecedented natural disasters and damaged infrastructure, making access to healthcare essentials impossible at the very moment it was needed. When disaster strikes, being prepared is your best defense. And now I'm excited to share with you the brand new Field Emergency Kit from our friends at the Wellness Company. The ultimate survival kit for any situation where medical help is not an option. Inside this rugged, waterproof case, you'll find essential medications that cover over 60 conditions that you can encounter, along with a detailed 85-page doctor-written guidebook. This ultimate kit includes amoxicillin, an essential for treating bacterial infections, and antivirals and antiparasitics like hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, medications that are critical in situations where you're exposed to respiratory viruses or parasites. And for those facing potentially life-threatening allergic reactions, the field kit includes epinephrine, the generic EpiPen, along with vital first aid supplies such as tourniquet and wound and burn treatments. Natural disasters are happening at record rates, so I urge everyone to get the ultimate field emergency kit from our friends and supporters at the Wellness Company by going to twc.health/OMG, twc.health/OMG, that's twc.health/OMG. And now you can save 15% just by using code OMG at checkout. Wright also describes how his transgender colleagues are freaking out because Kristi Noem has been appointed to DHS.
With her being as conservative as she is, I'm like, okay, what if there's people that work like in your team, or maybe there's like a 15 or something? What if they're neurodiverse or LGBTQ?
Yeah.
Like, do you think she's gonna target them or like try to make their lives worse?
That's actually a really good question. The biggest thing this administration is super anti-trans, and so like having we've got a lot of trans people. They're freaking out. My trans colleagues are freaking out.
If you're on the inside of any government institution and notice corruption, lies, deception, fraud, or abuse, reach out to us on our OMG hotline at 914-491-9395. Call that number or shoot us a message on Signal at that number, or message us tips@o'keefemediagroup.com, and we'll get back to you. Thank you and stay tuned.